We're live on TikTok. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome. This is our very first live. It's awesome to be here with you guys. So we're gonna be sitting here for a few minutes, just to kind of like get you guys to get to know us a little bit. Have you guys get to know Thibaut and I, just who we are,
And get to know Mia, that is making sound right now.
Yeah. Sorry if you hear her in the background. That's literally she's living her best life.
Yeah, it's our dog. So yeah, super excited to just share some info about us. It's our first live, so we're excited to talk to you guys and explain where we come from, what we do, why we love West Coast Swing so much, and just be able to connect with you all.
Yeah, we really wanted to start doing these more often, just because also we want to connect with you all a lot more. It's something that's very important to us. Like we travel the world every single weekend, and we build a lot of relationships in person, but we found that like our online presence has gotten very big in the past couple of months/years, and so it's really important for us to just keep continuing that relationship with you all.
And honestly, we want to thank you all also just for following us, following our journey, like all what we share about West Coast Swing, about our life. It's just great. It's so great to be able to share that with an awesome community.
Yes.
So that's good. We also have my sister here in case there's any question that we miss. It's Clémence, which is also doing a lot of our costume and makeup. So it's great to have her in the room.
Yeah, she's helping moderate a little bit.
We should show her face at one point because her makeup is amazing right now.
Oh, TikTok's gonna get her face right now. Look at this, bam! That's awesome. Yeah, so she's our makeup artist / costume designer. So you guys can check her out later. That's Clémence Ramirez online.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first things first. Sorry if we're like a little bit like kind of tired. We're in the middle of doing a workshop weekend. Or just a day actually full of workshops.
We are in the south of France right now, and we're actually teaching at my parents' dance studio. And they have a really cool dance studio in the south of France. It's in Toulon, which is close to Marseille, in the middle of Marseille and Nice. And they've been here for many years. And it's always so cool to come back and be able to teach a few workshops. So we just finished like 5.5 hours teaching.
Yeah.
So
a little bit more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have a party tonight. We have a show. So that's going to be great.
Awesome. I'm reading these comments right now, you guys. Thibaut is ticklish, but not as much as I am. Hello. It's so good to see all you. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hi. Hi, Sima. Hi, Dana. Hi, Nikolai.
Hey, everyone.
It's awesome. So we got people from kind of all over. We got Poland. We got Germany. We've got Italy. It's amazing. We got France. Vive la France.
Yes.
Super.
I can speak French for the whole life, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, that would be something.
Mais je pourrais parler français.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, so.
Dis-nous, Clémence, s'il y a des questions.
Yeah.
Oh. We were working a lot in the UK. We are not this year, but we might be working in the UK next year. So stay tuned for maybe a bit more workshop or events in the UK next year, but we might. We just love to go to the UK.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love the community over there.
Yeah, it's super fun.
So
Everyone's super chill.
Yeah. We post all the days that we have on our website, so you can also check it out and see where we're going to be. But yeah, I hope we'll be back in the UK. We'll love it.
All right. Somebody on TikTok was just saying, dye or shave your hair and I'll send you a Samsung Galaxy. No. No, you're crazy. I don't even understand. Come on. I love the interactions, guys. What we're going to do for this first live is we figured that we would just share our story a little bit to get you to get to know us a little bit more. So with that, like we'll be answering some questions and stuff. We'll save some time for that at the end. But yeah, so first things first, do you want to start?
Up to you.
Yeah. So let's start with how we met.
Okay.
Go for it.
So we met, I think, in 2014, where you were working in Lyon, and I was still a boogie woogie dancer. So I don't know if you know about boogie woogie, but I come from this dance, which is swing, a lot of bounce, and I just love this dance. But so I was competing and traveling a lot for boogie, and I knew West Coast Swing, so I just went to a West Coast Swing event it was called Lyon Funny Swing in Lyon.
Yeah.
And you were working and doing a show.
We didn't meet though.
No, we didn't, but we saw each other.
Yeah, this was so long ago. It was like 2014.
Something like
you
this.
said 2014. Yeah.
And so I saw Nicole dancing. I was more pro in boogie, and so I was like, oh my god, amazing dance. she's so beautiful. And I was like, yeah, that there's something, but we didn't talk. And I think in 2016, it's where we met in San Francisco.
Yeah, that was our first time meeting, and it was actually like we had known about each other at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
because we had kind of like an arranged partnership.
It was. So I was working with Cal and Sarah, my coaches, and Nico was working with Benji, and they kind of talked to each other about, I mean, they talked to us about each other, about, potentially be able to work together, which, thank you guys. That was, of course, amazing. And so we met. I couldn't speak English, and you weren't speaking French.
At all.
So we're just like,
Yeah, the very first time that we met, it was like, I know that like we're supposed to get to know each other, but I ended up breaking his glasses, like because I was using so much body language, and I just like it was just chaotic. So
yeah,
that was our first time meeting, but then like we ended up dancing
a lot.
a lot that night. And like as you guys know, we dance improv socially. So a lot of the times like we'll go out into a party, we'll dance with a bunch of people randomly, and usually that lasts one song. Ours lasted, I think, 4 or 5.
Yeah,
we did 4 or 5 songs in a row, which like never really happens, but like something clicked, and it was just like, oh, I understand you through movement, and that was such a cool, unique experience for us.
It's where you see the power of dance. Is like I'm sure some of you guys already experienced when you want to connect with someone, but you cannot really talk the same language, so you really want to connect, and so you just decide to like connect in a different way. And we have dance, so we dance a lot, and it's where we felt like it clicked first, right?
Yeah,
like really
absolutely.
Connecting with each other. So that was great.
We had no other choice at that point. But yeah.
But so yeah.
Show me the TiVo. Who said show me the TiVo? Yes, Ola, show me the TiVo. If you guys didn't see that yet, you have to go on our YouTube. You have to go and look for show me the TiVo, and I spelled it as TBO. That's a music video that he ended up doing just as a fun little like thing that we ended up. Yeah, that's crazy. I know.
Fun dance also with that.
Yeah. Yes.
But so yeah, and then after meeting in 2016, we just started to see each other more and more at events and like talk to each other, get to know each other even more. And we were supposed to dance together. We were talking about that. So it was supposed to be more like a business relation at first because we wanted to work together.
I was so serious.
Yeah, and when you're gonna work with someone, it's always hard to mix personal life and professional life. So we're trying to be careful.
It's a dangerous game.
Yeah, we're trying to like play smart and like be more professional about things, and so to stay together as like a professional couple, but feeling we're a bit stronger than just what you think you need to do. So we started to get closer and closer to the point where like, yeah, I like you.
He started to get closer. I was also feeling that, but I was like, not yet, not yet, not yet. Just like I kind of was very scared because like we grew up with dancing. So like at 3 years old, I was already starting with West Coast Swing and solo dances, and he was starting since he was a baby as well with partner dances. And I grew up with my parents always telling me, don't date your dance partner. That was like the thing that you cannot do, because if you do, it puts your dance at jeopardy.
Worked out great.
High five, 6 years. 6 years and counting that we're now together. But that's just like I put it off for such a long time, and I was afraid that it would break something. And it ended up being the best decision. Like somebody told me, I don't know, you guys probably know Emmeline Rochefay. She was the one that actually convinced me to get together with him. She's like, this is something that if you put off too much, it's going to actually do more harm than actually bring you, that safety that you're looking for. So that was something that was some of the best advice, because as soon as I saw him again, like a month later, I was like, okay, but he made me work for it. And that was the thing.
You made me work?
You made me.
No, wait, because what she's not telling you is at their city.
Here we go.
In 2018, I basically told Nicole, like, I'd like to know you more in a different way. Like I'm interested to I didn't know what a date was, because in France we don't really have dates. Like we just say to someone, I like you, and so I'd like to see if we could potentially be into like a more an emotional relationship, right? So I started to say that, and she's like, I don't know if I'm ready to date someone. And I was like, okay, all right, so I'm gonna wait. But so of course, every time I was seeing her, I was like trying to show off and show that I didn't wait, right? And so Nicole started to get even more interested. I was like, it works. It works.
Yeah, the more that you went away, the more I was starting to get like, you're supposed to keep fighting for me.
And so in January 2019, Nicole came in France to practice our first routine that we did at the Open in 2019, and it's where we started to really talk to each other and to open up, and it's where we started dating.
Yeah.
And that was great. It was in France. Our first date was in France, and so it's great because it was in my country. I was able to show Nicole all the places that I like here, and it's also where we are now. So, welcome, Mia.
She wanted to come up on my lap. So this is our baby girl, Mia. She's 8 years old. Yeah, so that's our first like initial like beginning of our partnership. When we started to get really like close and we started to like actually date, we went into the same year our first competitive routine where we ended up winning the world championship, which was in November. And that was supposed to be like the debut of our career. We had started traveling the world. It was January, February, then March came. And so this is 2020. And so we all know what happened in 2020. The world just shut down. We didn't have any more possibility to be able to just travel. And so what happened is that he ended up staying in France. I ended up staying in the US, and we were separated for 6 months of 2020.
Yeah, that was hard. It was I felt like a real first big test for our relationship.
Yeah.
Because we're like so much together, wanting to travel together. And when someone is from France and the other partner is from California, it's so far away that you need to travel a lot to be able to see each other. So we decided to like spend more time when I'm coming to the US, stay longer in the US, and for you to stay longer in France. And then when we split up, like it was really hard because we couldn't move and we were trying to come to see each other, but everything was blocked. So we couldn't see each other for 6 months. And so we decided to meet in Aruba. We only had 3 places in the world where Americans and French citizens could meet.
And could legally get married, like legally get like recognized marriage. And so like, I remember we were trying to get him an artist visa so that he could be able to live in the US with me. And during that time, so we had a lawyer that was helping us and we were working on this. And at the time, it was already 4 or 5 months in, we hadn't seen each other. We were calling each other on FaceTime every day. We were doing a lot of like code chats and like trying to do stretching together and all these things. And I remember the lawyer just saying, guys, this is going to last way longer than you think. And so there's a chance that you're just going to not see each other for a year, actually, unless you like find a way to get married. And he was kind of jokingly just mentioning that. And I remember getting off the phone with the lawyer and I called him and I was like, you want to get married? And without hesitation, he was like, yeah, let's do it. And like, he was fully into it. And I remember that was like the first really big test where I was like, okay, that like, he didn't even question it. Like, it was just 100%, let's do this. And that was the first time that I was like, oh my God, like he cares so much about the relationship as much as I do, that like we're both like willing to get married. We've been together for a year and a few months, which is like, it was considerably early for us, but we didn't care at that point. We wanted to like do it, like to have it so that we can be together. And then it turned into like this beautiful wedding.
Yeah, it was. So when we first started to decide to get married, we decided to bring as many people, as much as we could from our family members. And we couldn't be more than, I think, 10 people in the room. So we, of course, had our parents, my sister, your sister. And that was actually one of the best setup ever. As you know, sometimes marriages can get really big and like really busy where you don't really have time to connect. And that was the most memorable trip and moments that we had with both families, because my family connected with your family, and that was amazing to see. Like, they couldn't really speak so much the language of each other, but they laughed. We had so many great memories, so many good times.
A lot of dancing, a lot of just joking and playing, and
it was amazing. It was really, really cool. So we had the perfect wedding. We have so many good memories. Aruba is beautiful, and we had the island for ourselves. It was
because it was in COVID, like we were the only wedding throughout that entire season. And normally it was supposed to be like tons of tourists coming in, but because obviously naturally in the COVID season, no one was there. And so all the restaurants were empty, the beaches empty. It was so perfect.
Mhm.
And it felt like the true reward. I remember when after those 6 months, seeing him live for the first time,
Felt surreal.
oh, it was so weird because I was just like, is that real? Like, are we really like? And like, I remember like seeing like his pores and like smelling his smell and like obviously like you don't get to have all that when you're on FaceTime every day.
Yeah, it's crazy how it's where we realized how you can forget how long it takes to forget the smell or to forget the touch, and you just have your eyes, but you don't connect anymore at one point when it's that long. How it felt to touch this person
Yeah.
or to smell this person, and so when we met after 6 months, it was a shock because all these emotion that we had just came back, boom, like instant.
Mm.
And so that was strong. That was
That
really
wasn't it,
strong.
yeah. And that explosion lasted for so long. I remember like waking up the next morning and being like,
Yeah,
oh my god, yeah, okay. Like it was such a weird feeling, but I loved it. I was like the details, even in like just looking into his eyes, I was like, whoa,
I
like
know.
that there's so much depth that like you don't get behind a screen.
Yeah,
So
And-
that was our story of how
Yeah.
we got married.
and from that Nicole came back to France. We're able to stay. It's where you learn French so good, like that much.
Yeah, because I mean, as soon as we started dating, I started learning French because I felt bad because the very first time that we met, he didn't speak English. And then mind you, like he learned English through movies, TV shows. Like he learned English so fast. Like the first time I met him, no English. Second time I saw him, which was like 4 months later, we were having conversations. And I was like, what the hell?
Mhm.
So that was super inspiring to me. But also it motivated me to want to learn French because I wanted to make sure that he could still express himself equally in his own language. And that was something that was important to me. Like if I were to come into a relationship and have to speak just French, I'm sure that it would be beneficial for my French learning experience, but I would never really be able to express myself totally to my person. So
Yeah.
that was a big motivator for both of us to really like dive deep into each other's languages.
For personal and personal in our personal life, it was great because my family could connect to Nicole.
Yeah.
I was able to connect to her family. So, and also business wise, we work a lot in France. So it was really good for Nicole to be able to understand everyone, understand what's happening. So that was great. And so after moving back to France for a few years, because during COVID we stayed for like 2 years.
Yeah.
It's where we started to business wise, because after the open in 2019 we danced and boom, the world shut down directly, so we couldn't really enjoy winning and having fun traveling everywhere and like seeing everyone. So we started to, in the lockdown, dance so much.
Mhm.
We created so many choreos, we posted so many of those
My
choreos online.
favorite time. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's really where we started to think about how to create a community and to really push ourselves and create all of what we are doing now, because when it's a lockdown and you cannot see anyone, it's hard to connect. So we started to really connect the two of us. It's what helped a lot for the routines.
Yeah.
Like we danced so much.
We did, I think, per week, we had 2 to 3 choreos per week that we were creating, and then we were constantly coming up with new movements as we did. So like we were using those choreos to actually push our creativity in different ways, not like necessarily repeating movements that we already know, which choreo, when we differentiate choreography versus like improv, choreo is really to benefit us doing repetition, and pushing ourselves into finding new and unique movements, pushing the art, pushing the sport even further. And that's the way that we like to think about it, is that we're trying to push the art and the sport at the same time. And so that's why we were really interested in like doing more choreography based stuff. I actually grew up doing choreo anyways, so it's a realm that I feel really comfortable in. It's one of my favorite ways of being able to express, and like improv is great, but I find that like we can really push our improv further through choreography. So that's where like we are with that.
Yeah. And it helped a lot for like when the open came back and like we had to create big routines, the main competitive one. So we had so much in store. Like we were so excited to like just show all what we've been working on for the whole lockdown. So it was great.
Yeah, I see. Like, so with Sima just asked the question. I think I don't know if it's Sema or Sima, But so she asked a question about like the dizziness and like spinning and stuff during movements. And yeah, absolutely, you definitely can. Like when we're working on these choreos, actually we did one choreo that was just turns for, I want to say, a minute straight. It was turn, 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 going in a circle, turn, 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 doing illusion turns, random dips, and like or ducks rather. And it was just turn after turn. And I remember like that one was a huge challenge for me to just at the very end like not feel like the room was just spinning. And like I do have issues with vertigo, and so that was always a big challenge for me. Like the more I pushed it, the better it got.
Yeah, you say that, but you're one of the best at turns in the community.
You're sweets.
So that was true. If you do a competition with her when
love
she's
turns.
spinning, there's like she has a lot of chances to stay the longest.
Because it's such a fun challenge for me. I'm like, go, go, go. Like I love to go like turn fast.
And it's honestly, there's a lot also about the leader and like how you create the balance and how you're helping with it. So it's also about how you're pulsing and about how you are really consistent with it.
Yeah,
to
it's
help
true.
you stay.
It's true. Like I find like there's little moments of breath in between each rotation, like boom, and then there's a breath, boom, another breath, boom, another breath. So like I find that it's not just go 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 the whole time. I always have like that focalizing spot that, and it's usually him because he's the closest thing to me. I know some people will spot outwards, but I always spot my partner when I'm turning. That's just like where I need to, that's my home base. That's the closest thing. So, and plus I'm nearsighted. I'm not farsighted. So that's probably why as well. Yeah. So yeah, so that's a little bit of our history. Feel free to like ask questions, guys, if you have anything. Like we love all the comments, and like even as we're speaking right now, like I am keeping updated on the comments. It's cool. We have a lot of people from Brazil.
That's awesome.
I keep seeing the Brazilian flag.
Yeah, do not hesitate to put the flag to know where you guys are from.
Yeah. Oh, and thank you for the comment on the hair. We just got it done. If you guys saw our story on Instagram, I was kind of like freaking out because I was like, I haven't gotten bangs ever. So I didn't think that it would work for me, but I'm kind of digging it. I was like at first, but now it's okay.
Puerto Rico, let's go.
Okay, so Sandra just asked, how was your first experience in the air tricks together? Do you want to go?
Air tricks?
Air tricks, aerials. Lifts.
It was awesome. Honestly, it was. I mean, scary for you, I know, but so we worked last year a lot with our coach for acrobatics, Arthur Davis. That he is amazing, and he really helped us to be comfortable with it. You know, when you're doing acrobatics and aerials, but you need to swing in and out of it, and you need to dance in between in your choreo, it is really different. It's not just about the acrobatics. It's about how good your dance needs to be and how good the acrobatic needs to be. So you have two jobs. You don't have one job. You have two jobs. So it was learning the skill first, and it took time and it took trust, and it was great. Like I feel like it made us connect even more, like to another level.
It did, especially this year, because this year was way more risky. If you guys haven't seen our newest showcase routine, it's the one that we competed with at the World Championships in November of this past year. And I'm not the kind of person to, I've been doing showcase, which is the competition that has aerials in it. I've been doing it for 7 years now. 7 years. And every single year I've done this, I've never released from my partner. And this year is the first time that I've like really released. And like, I mean, I've had like little releases, but it's like, boo-doo, like that. Like this one is like a big one. And so, and he had the idea of doing this. He brought it to our acrobatic coach and was like, I really want to do this lift. And he showed me what it would be. And I was just like, this the whole time, and I was so stressed about it. And I'm not necessarily a scaredy cat. Like I'll do daring stuff, but when it comes to like me not having contact, that's when I get a little freaked out because I can't like control it anymore. And so, but like we ended up working with our acrobatic coach, Arthur, and he ended up working us through the entire process step by step. So it was a very safe process. But my God, it's such an amazing metaphor. Like if any of you out there are couples that are movers together, if you do yoga, if you do anything that requires you to move your body, as soon as it starts to get a little bit risky, you'll know what I mean when I say that it really strengthens the bond that you have with your person. Because that, I remember I had to put my life in his hands as soon as we got the ropes, because we were starting with ropes in the beginning where I had a harness on, and our coach would pull the harness if anything was starting to go wrong. And I remember, like, as soon as the harness came off, I was like looking at him and I would make eye contact and I'd be like, "You good? All right. Am I good? All right." And then, like, we would go into it and he would catch me like every time, and I was just like, this is a space that you have to really trust each other. That, and the trust is a huge thing, but like you have to trust yourself to do it and trust your partner at the same time. And so literally I remember that shift of, like, as soon as like we started doing it comfortably without, I'm like, oh my god, like I don't have to think about it. He's gonna be there for me. And that was like such a beautiful metaphor just for our relationship.
No, yeah, absolutely. What made everything so easy is this big acrobatic that we had to learn, made all the rest of all the other one that were the biggest in the past so much easier, and where we felt so connected, more connected, that we didn't have to question anything, which was really good. Like the open performing at these events, all those routines can be really stressful. So it made the process so much better for us. And we're excited to present the new one this year.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Yes, I don't want to say too much because we, of course, want to do a surprise. We'll probably share some sneak peeks here and there, but so stay tuned on that. But it's going to be, again, November is going to come around. That's when we're going to debut our new routine, as we always do. So yeah, I'm so excited for that one. We've had the music for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then, like, finally we're like, okay, this is the year. We're going to do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So every year we try to change things up.
Yeah.
Yes. So I did see another comment here. Oh yeah, about the having the coaches rails, of course. And that's actually, it's funny because we only started to do that like this year. Last year. Last year. Last year was our first time working with an aerial coach. Oh no. Sorry, we worked with Nacho from Spain.
We did.
He didn't speak a word of English.
I mean, if we start from the top, we started to work with Benji.
Yeah.
Working with Benji a lot. That was our main coach, and still working a lot on all acrobatics and swing. And then we also got coaching from Nacho from Spain that really helped us also in the mechanics of acrobatics. And Arthur, last year we started to work with him. That made such a huge difference and a big impact in the way how we see the performance and the athletic of what we're doing, because like I said, it's two different jobs: aerials, lift, acrobatics, and the swing. So it made everything so much better.
Edge is a competition. Yeah. Yeah. So we're traveling quite a bit this year. So we will be at the Edge this year, which is a kind of like cross between country. Which is like actually at our home. We will be there. And leave a comment, guys, if you are wherever you're at. Like, if you found our calendar, leave a comment to tell us where you're going, so that maybe we can see you guys there. I know we have a few. Oh, Ken and Bryn! Oh, so happy to see you guys.
Love you guys.
And thanks. Yeah, we love the new hair too. We're having fun with it. We're matching finally. I love it. Yeah. So leave a comment. Let us know where you guys are heading, because it'd be awesome to get to connect in person at some point.
Absolutely.
I did see another one where there was a comment about unlearning from other dances when you start to learn West Coast swing, and your background was Lindy Hop. So Arlia, you're gonna hate me if I say your name wrong, so I'm just gonna say Liha. Yes, this is like half your name right now. I'm so sorry. So don't think about unlearning, is what I would say. Like, we're huge advocates for supplementing dance, and like, if you are trying to really push your West Coast swing, but you have learned other dances before, that is not a problem at all. Actually, that is a blessing in disguise. Coming from boogie, coming from solo, we had a kind of takeover in a way. So like, you guys, you should go and look on Tebow's YouTube. No, his a couple YouTube videos out there. I'll find them, but they're his intermediate Jack and Jill, and like intermediate is the second level that you have.
You're gonna see me bounce and like move
Oh
everywhere.
my god! So if you know West Coast Swing is all about fluidity. It's about stretch, compression. This guy goes out and he's like living his best life and he's bouncing like this, and it's just like he's the spiciest one on the floor for sure. So yeah, go back and watch. John Kirkconnell, hi,
Hey,
so good
dude.
to see you. So yeah, so go back and watch like his intermediate Jack and Jill, like, but then I say that like very lovingly, like, so that actually would benefit his dancing. So like there's a lot that came through at that time. Of course, like if you have Latin, if you have Lindy, if you have solo, let that kind of like shape how your dancing takes its form, because that's what's going to make you unique. Like we were working with some people that were professionals in jujitsu. We were working with professionals in Latin. And like as soon as we were teaching them West Coast swing, it added like this little flair. I don't think anything's really bad as long as you have like the rules in place in your West Coast swing. You know?
You need to learn the base of West Coast swing, but that will make your style. So you want to keep what you've learned and just adapt it to West Coast swing. I would say that. All right, it was great to connect with all of you. We're gonna go back to teaching at my parents' dance studio.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll do more of those. Thank you all so much for chatting and connecting with us. We also, I'm sure you've seen a lot of the promotion that we have. We also have a coaching online where we post a bunch of different things. If you want to learn West Coast swing, if you want to push with us, if you want to just connect even more and be part of our community, we have everything on our website. But we'll do more of those on YouTube because we loved it.
It's awesome to connect with you all online, and we'll do a better job at promoting it next time. I know I was pretty late to the game because this is our first one. We have a lot to learn, obviously, but we're going to do a better job next time at like promoting it, let you guys know that this is happening. But thank you so much to all of you who joined. It was so good to get to meet you all online, and yeah, we'll see you again for the next one.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye. And bye,
everyone.
TikTok.
Bye, everyone.
Your comments killed me. All right. We hope you all have a great time. How do you end this thing? I think it's the power button.